Number of hits, new restaurants versus older restaurants. And
Yeah.
an add-on question, while I have the floor,
Yeah.
do you see a significant increase in traffic in the summer months? I think I know the answer versus the winter months, because I would love to increase the traffic in the winter months to our site, and we'd love to know how to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of specific restaurants, the way that our we're looking at is what keywords are driving the most traffic, and so we could break it out into looking and seeing if there is a specific keyword like Duro Market restaurant in Old Saybrook that is driving traffic. But if it's an insignificant statistical portion, there's not necessarily a great way for us to pull out what types of restaurants people are looking for. We definitely have that in the data, so I can go dig back in there and kind of see if there are any markers. But that is more in the totality of people that are being driven traffic wise, what they are searching in that keyword intent. And then as far as data between the summer months and the winter months, I'm right there with you. I'm almost positive that the summer months are a lot higher in your activity for those types of events and destinations. I don't have the data quite on hand to see what the difference is, but I can definitely make a note of that and let my team know. We can investigate it and I can get back to you.
Yeah, any recommendations you can have? I mean, I'm sure when Saybrook Point Inn does the ice carving and stuff like that, there's probably a lot of people from out of town and stuff like that coming in. But it would be great for our commission to take a look at potential events we could do or something we could put out there in the media to kind of drive more traffic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
No, no problem.
Kevin, did Miranda Creative, Jen, this is much for you, take any pictures or video during this year's Celebrate Saybrook? Okay.
That
We
is a
did.
great question. I know that we have images of the drone. We did have team members there, so I have no doubt that they have media that they've captured. I haven't seen all of the media,
Okay.
but I'm more than positive that there is some of it there. I know some of it got sent through like our internal channels, and I saw some of the drone show
Yeah.
and things like that. So I have to imagine that there's probably more.
Okay.
We didn't have a professional photography or video person this year, but we will be getting the drone show footage from the company because they recorded it.
Mhm.
And we do have some pieces already, like Kevin said,
Okay.
that for just from people taking it.
Yep.
I mean, I took a few photographs, but
Mhm.
I will
I
double back with
regretted
my team.
not paying for photography this year. I will tell you that.
Is that right? Because,
Because we had some cool things that, like we had that huge flag on display and we had our new kids zone, which I felt was very activated. And
yeah.
so some different things. And so I regretted not.
Did anybody in town get it? You know, if you put like, ask Facebook people, did anybody get pictures at, of, because I saw a ton of people taking pictures of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there was somebody in town that was photographing that, I don't know, eventually we're going to see them on I Live in Saybrook or whatever the Facebook
There
page
were
is.
a lot of pictures on it. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen drone pictures
Mhm.
and people commenting on that, which image they like the best.
Mhm.
So I'm just wondering if someone did or,
Well,
and I don't know if we can
yeah.
put a call out, say, hey.
Actually, Kevin, do you know if anybody, because we had put on all our signs, Marnie had me put on them like, oh, send your pictures and tag us and stuff like that. Do you know if anybody actually did that?
I don't have that in front of me. But I can double back with Marnie and see. I'm sure that in the social accounts, whether it's a tag or anything, did you guys have a hashtag for the event? Hashtag celebrate Saybrook, maybe?
We did use that, I mean, but I don't know if other people did.
Let me check with Marnie and I can get back to you and let you know. I'm sorry that I don't have that on hand.
That's all right. I was just curious. I just thought of it now, so. Because she did have me put it on all the signage for the day where we had
Mhm.
the, where we had the schedule and the map and also where we had the instructions on the drone show. So.
Awesome. Okay, just making a note here. Perfect. Great. Okay. So jumping back in here while I sort of wrap this up, the last couple points that I wanted to talk about were, as we sort of just discussed, seasonal events, really, really strong performers for your traffic. It's a really great cost conversion. So there's a lot of high engagement. It's not costing you a lot of money, and it's driving a lot of traffic. So the more sort of tentpole things that we can form around those or help facilitate, I think would be really, really helpful in each of the seasons. And lastly, just a quick note on your brand awareness, like the town of Old Saybrook. It's it's in a very good spot right now. It's very strong. Your organic traffic, right? That traffic that's coming not from any paid efforts, by what people are surfacing when they're searching the web, are really, really great numbers. And so that shows that the paid and the organic is working in synergy. People are remembering the town, and the campaigns are building familiarity with those activities, which is how you sort of help retain those numbers. What one note I would like to point out in terms of the social side of things is there's a lot of first sort of engagement. So, right, the initial person that clicks, but what we would like to focus on maybe in these next couple of months is retention. So, how do we get people that have already interacted with your events, who are already familiar, to come back, right, and give them a reason to keep checking in or anything, and facilitate like a better sort of perpetual reoccurring door, if that makes sense.
Can you do I'm gonna say raffle, but you don't have to buy anything. Where is there a way if people click in that they can put their name and at the end of a season or quarter, you raffle off or you give them a gift card to one of the restaurants in Old Saybrook? So
Yeah,
the more
that's
you click
definitely a
in,
great lead capture.
something like that.
So Kevin, can you tell at all if our organic is building year over year?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me look.
I'll check that out and I'll get back to you.
I can tell you at the antique center, they had people with the young couple came in day trip from Boston. Yeah. Yeah. Trip from Boston.
Yeah, I got to. I keep going around saying, and I can't believe how many antique stores. You have said it. You've said it. But now I'm actually thinking, yeah.
We're really, we bring people in, and then they ask if they're coming, the people that just antique, couples or whatever, they're coming in, and that's what they're coming to, antique. So we send them, like they'll come, a lot of times say they'll come into us first, and we have a brochure that lists all the antique stores. We will hand that to them, but they'll say to us, where can I go to lunch? What else is there to do? Now I can send them to Essex as much as I can send them to Old Saybrook because I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
But we always send them to Old Saybrook. Well, it's my town. What I'm saying is that when this is the kind of thing that we do, and it's something we never really highlight, that we're a town and we have, if you add up the antique dealers that are represented in these antique centers, it makes a splash to people that are doing this. Especially in the fall, then we get a lot of people because the summer people are young kids and they're coming to the beach. Fall, older people travel because they don't have to deal with that, and we get I'm sorry.
Did you finish? He's looking. I can tell. I don't know if he's still looking or not.
So I was able to pull it up, and so the numbers are actually quite similar comparatively to the same period last year. Some really nice call outs though for that is that the amount of page views is up, as well as the time that people are spending on the site. So while the traffic sessions have remained relatively the same over the same period, the people that are engaging on the site are engaging more and they're engaging longer. Which is awesome to see. You also have a lower bounce rate than last year. So it's down about 14%. Down in bounce rate is good. That means the people that are not just going to your site and then immediately leaving. So you're obviously retaining more people. People are viewing more things and they're spending more time on the site comparatively to last year.
Okay. So how do you get people to think to come back? What is the strategy, or some of the strategies you use for that?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways, and this is probably a larger conversation. I think what is helpful is the first and foremost making sure your site is mobile optimized. That's a huge thing, and I know that our team has probably done a little bit on that. Having a landing page experience, so something that's going to bring in people, but allow them to navigate from that page to multiple different things and understand all of the offerings. I think, Old Saybrook has a lot of different things. So you're attracting a lot of different groups of people, like you were saying. And the better that we can educate those people so that they know that there are these multiple things happening, or there's, if depending on the lead time of certain events, if you guys have that sort of calendared out and can give more information, that's one option. But there are many, many different ways to do it. And I think that really depends on kind of what the overall goals of the people that you want to keep and retain. And that's probably a better conversation for Marnie in terms of who you want to target and how you want to get them to stay. That's probably just as important, because if they're traffic that, maybe aren't servicing your goals and goals for the town, that might not be the right traffic to retain. So kind of a nuanced, layered approach that I think probably deserves a longer discussion.
So is there a way to say, like, when people come in the summer, that in the fall there'll be this craft show, in the winter we'll have a special event, so that they know, they can actually see that it's a year-long plan. When they even click on for the summer, they'll know these other things are coming along. How would you do that?
In upcoming events.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a brochure sometimes you do.
Don't we, upcoming?
Yeah, the upcoming events is sort of controlled by other people posting. If it's not our event, like the town itself. Yeah, we only have those two major events.
Mhm.
And Celebrate Saybrook, we put a lot of dollars behind. We don't put that kind of money behind other things. The other bigger events in town are run by other people. So we'd have to work on them to maybe post those earlier, or we'd have to have a way where the calendar of the annual things that are big draws is somehow pulled out in a way that's more noticeable for people, I think.
I've been asked about the art show multiple times already this year, because a lot of
art show.
no, the one that's on the green, because it used to be the third weekend in July.
They still think,
And now it's October, and a lot of people have asked me, and some good, some bad comments, like, oh, we always thought it was that. I said, right, COVID took over, changed it, kind of stayed in October. Hasn't gone back. They said, well, not this year. I'm like, so that's what I think. You're thinking of some of those bigger events like that. No.
Yeah, if they were just available without much detail, but just kind of like.
Just put a weekend at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a date, a time. Yeah, and something
leave
like
it at that. I mean.
Yeah. And then they'll keep coming back to look as it gets updated, if they do, where parking is going to be and that kind of stuff. Because does they do have parking or no? People wonder. Like at the schools, do they get people? I'm not sure. I forgot. I walked through it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to say. I love walking up to the drone show. It was so nice.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, does anyone have any other questions for Kevin? we can continue. our-
No, that's good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin.
Thank you. I think those are great ideas, by the way.
We'll be in touch then.
I appreciate y'all having me. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks, Kevin.
Bye.
I never met him in person, but
He's so sweet.
he like saved me when I was doing I decided for the business event that I wanted to keep track of everyone who registered electronically, and I have constant contact, and I'm like, well, I might as well get some more money's worth out of this thing. And I created the event, I did all this stuff, and there was one thing that I couldn't get to work, and I was like ready to give up. And Marnie was like, oh, I think there's someone here who can help with that. And like Kevin was like, shh, and he fixed it for me. And I was like,
Yeah.
Don't, I mean,
It's like magic.
it was like this
it is.
one final piece, and I just couldn't get it to
Right.
work
So
no
we-
matter what I did.
That's what the whole thing is, and then you go, "Ugh."
Yeah.
and you wait, yeah.
Did he show you how to do it? So
He
you,
did.
next time?
But you
And
know how
unless you
you
do it all the time,
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that's with me. If
But
you do it all the
anyway.
time, you're good.
yeah.
Okay.
So
All right, now, Jennifer, do you want to go next, or do you want us
Well,
to
I
do?
just have still a question about this. So we just spent $3,646 for this. Do we have enough money to do that quarterly or something similar? I mean, what's our
so
budget? look?
Celebrate Saybrook. I budget out of that event
Right.
for a lot of this. I mean, I guess we could look at our budget and decide what we want to spend on this kind of stuff versus other things. And until the end of December, we have a little extra. And then that's the end of our COVID money.
And our,
But
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, I'm just wondering if this was like set up so that it could be added to our budget like next year.
Yeah.
If it was, like if there was already a strategy of, wouldn't be quite quarterly, but if it was Celebrate Saybrook, the art and craft fair.
I mean, I do put a little bit of money behind some of
that's a
other
chamber,
events,
yeah.
but I mean, I don't think we would spend this much.
Yeah.
But we could decide, like, these are the targeted events and this is how much we're going to spend on each one. And, Miranda Creative can program that in. And once the money is spent, it stops running. Like, they have like auto controls.
Right, I get it. What if, I mean, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
especially even in the fall, we're talking about how, getting people, we have the December event, but in the fall of just talking about Saybrook.
That's normally what we spend our money on in the other months. We
Is-
spend it on like overall,
Okay.
like drawing people into town. Like, we've done like, get cozy in the fall or,
And about the
You know,
reserve, like who's
yeah.
hiking and.
yes,
yeah,
and we've,
And that's what we should-
but and I think that's still a good idea to drive traffic to different things were happening. But if he's saying that we get the best bang for our buck when we are promoting an actual event, then maybe we should think about that and whether or not,
That
because
fall event.
those people are now, he's telling us, coming to our site and spending more time there. So if that event is the thing
The draw.
that brings them, we do have the information on our website about other things that are available to do here and the dining and all that. So,
Unless we have a new event, like a quarterly event, not that I want to put more on your plate. You do it. We could, I mean, because I like have an event.
But
Yeah, or-
it's just just advertising it in, what I would see on Facebook is, about the event, and it had I saw that picture all the time, and I was just thinking, can we come up with kind of a poster type thing that's flashed on saying, come to Old Saybrook in the fall and just in something that people recognize and they can just, oh, maybe I should go in and look. I mean, I don't know how, is that expensive to have done?
Well, what he's talking about, I mean, so when they put out that paid advertising and then someone clicks on it, that's the click-through rate he's talking about. So sometimes, so 1,000,000 times those ads were presented to people. And 7 to 19% of the time, somebody actually clicked on it and went through to the next step of our website, which is what you want, because that's what do they call that? It begins with a T, I feel like, but it's not transition, it's not turnover, it's well, whatever, I can't think of the word right now, but anyway.
Okay, so one other place is the Chili Fest in the, like in the spring. I mean, those would be like 4 events. And the Chili Fest this year, I've never seen so many people.
The weather was
At the
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So it's just like, like even if just those 4 events were mentioned, they wouldn't really have to have a lot of detail. I mean, a couple sentences could describe the craft
Even though
fair
the town doesn't
and
own
the
it.
Chili Fest.
But they could pick up some of the costs and we would be doing them. We would help them advertise. So it's not saying we should pay. How about if you guys pick up this, we have the modem to get it out to other people. If you guys want us to present it for you and kind of sell it to them like, hey, we can be a means to get this out to more people. This is how much it's gonna cost. Cause the chamber has their monies too. That they can fund things with, and I don't know who else, but that's how I'm thinking of it is, or, we don't have to pick up the whole cost on something if we don't have it in our budget,
Yeah, well, I wasn't thinking
these
about
are-
a major cost. I was just more thinking about like,
On our calendar.
yeah, and like just a little focus on it.
Well, I think it does.
Or,
I think it does go on our calendar.
And if
Yeah.
it's a big event, I put a little featured frame around it so that it catches your eye a little bit more.
Okay,
I do that with all like the major things
Yeah.
where I think they're gonna bring people in.
okay. So maybe we're already doing that in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they still have to get there to see it, but.
I think some of these people spend a crazy much more amount of time on Facebook or what I'm gonna say X, Twitter, whatever. we do.
Instagram and
Instagram. Like, I mean, do you go on it all the time? Are you reading on Instagram?
I don't do it.
Yeah.
Just do it that way.
The other thing I've been thinking about, and tell me what you think of this, but often, I don't know how many of you are on social media, for most weekends and occasionally during the week, I do like a little weekend wrap up and I send it out and this is what's going on this week.
For sale, Saybrook.
Yeah.
On Instagram. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Instagram.
And I do it on Facebook and Instagram. I post them simultaneously. And I know not everybody is on social media and forget how many people we're up to on our e-blast for the town. Maybe 400 or 500 since we converted to our new website. But I was thinking, I wonder if there's a way that I can then also blast it out to the town email list, or I don't know if you guys are on that. And then maybe we're getting people who aren't on social media. It's
that's
email, they could still share it. It's different type, but because I know not everyone is on social media. I don't know. I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, I think it's another
Way, right, another
to
avenue.
touch people.
Right.
I mean, I'd love to get more people in town signed up on the e-blast because, that's how we communicate major things that are going on. Town meeting, paving, like all kinds of stuff, and it's less catch as catch can that maybe you saw it on the electronic signboard or maybe you happen to be browsing on Facebook, like it's directly to your inbox, targeted to residents,
I know sometimes on Facebook, people will complain, something about the parking. And I think it's JT Dunn will go and say, hey,
Yeah.
And he'll-
Website, yeah.
he'll post like
That
what
Facebook
came from
page.
Carl. Like, oh, by the
Yes.
way, bam, here it is. So they can see it and everybody say, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And maybe we should say to him, why don't we, can you tell them where to go to get, I mean, like, put it out. So, hey, this is where it is. If you want to get it.
We did have him
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, okay. I haven't
We
seen
know
that.
he does that,
Yeah,
yeah.
because he's so good. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to know what happened on 95? JT done.
Yeah.
You want to know what roads are closed? Because people will ask him and
Yeah.
he just,
He knows.
he answers. It is amazing. But if he can say like, hey, like I remember saying to a couple people once, if you want the information, go to oldsaybrook.gov,
You might
like
be from
to
Old
get,
Saybrook.
yeah, to get this information, you can say you want zoning board, EDC, any minutes you want. They'll come to your inbox.
Mhm.
The other thing I want to follow up with our calendar company on is, I don't know, I know there's higher subscription levels than we have. I mean, we have a good subscription level, but if it's included in our thing, I'd like to find out if there's a way that people can sign up for the calendar,
Mm.
and then just directly from the calendar, I could email people. It gets more and more lists and lists and
Yes.
lists. You know, I have my constant
Mhm.
contact list, then we have the e-blast
Yeah.
list. And so, you know, it's like,
Mhm.
it's so time consuming.
Mhm.
But that would be a nice auto way to just like
Yes.
send out the calendar reminder every week if that's possible. I don't know if it is.
Well, the thing is, the church I belong to and others that I have belonged to, they send out like constant contact every week.
Mhm.
It's just got a little bit of news and you have to send it to someone. Like if you have pictures and a paragraph to describe an event.
Mhm.
Just trying to think if that would have any similarity to a town. I mean, it would theoretically, but I don't know.
I do technically have a newsletter, but I can't always seem to make time to do it as
Right.
regularly as I would like to.
Yeah.
My goal is to do it once a month. I probably do it 3 or 4 times a year.
I think once a month is plenty. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
I agree.
you need to have someone help you do that. I mean, just time wise. I mean, is there enough event news that you could actually?
Well,
More-
my newsletter is not really just events. It's more business focused,
Mhm.
like here's trainings that are happening or grant
Yeah.
opportunities or vacancy availabilities. I didn't necessarily make it I mean, I'll announce in events, but
Yeah.
that's not the focus of it per se.
Mhm. Can we talk about, Celebrate Old Saybrook now?
Sure.
So, well, what was the general feel on your part and Carl's part about it? Better than ever?
So I think the majority of us feel like,
Drone aside.
yeah, felt like this was the best one. And for me, the reason I did was because for the first time, we've been trying to activate the street from end to end
Mhm.
every year. And this is the first year I feel like we actually
was.
achieved that.
Yeah.
Like from end to end,
Yeah.
vendors had good crowds, people were spread out. And I think having the kids zone in Porter Plaza and having a few extra things like we did really activated that area.
Mhm.
So, and then I was a little skeptical about moving the band down here.
Yeah.
But I think it worked out really
Mhm.
well because it projected farther up the street.
Mhm.
They weren't baking in the sun.
Yeah.
So people were dancing,
Mm.
that seating area
Yeah.
that we had, people were eating there. I mean, as staff, it was a rough morning for us. I'm not gonna lie. We have to change our staging. We can't fit everybody down there. And because we had the event later, I'm speculating here, but a good handful of our food trucks just came when they felt like it, instead of when they were supposed to be there for registration. And the problem is, we closed the street with huge barriers
Yeah.
filled with water. So if you don't get here on time, we can't get you in.
Yeah.
And that created like a lot of havoc and stress.
Were there some trucks turned away because of that?
We we were able to figure something out for everybody. But a couple of them ended up in a different place than they would have otherwise, which that might not always be
Yeah.
available. It just caused more chaos than we needed to. And, we had our, our two top in command on the police are new this year. This was their first year doing it. Luckily, Detective Sergeant Williams has done it many years, and so have some of the other PDs. So it wasn't like we didn't have anybody experience, but it was, it was a lot of work for them too, because this was our first year moving from one event to a second event and potentially blocking off the street in a different place, and then getting the vendors out. But even the drone show aside, I felt like it worked out better.
The time seemed much better too. Don't you think?
I mean, we got less pushback on Main Street that I heard of,
Mhm.
though I did hear that some people didn't like the later time, but the people whose businesses got messed with a little bit more by having the earlier time did not complain this year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not to me
And
anyway.
plus it's so hot a lot of times in the early afternoon that
Mhm.
it just makes it much more pleasant and much more kind of an evening event.
Mhm.
It's
in a
just
way
a
that-
super long day for PD and Public Works.
Yeah.
I mean, like, finished till like midnight,
Yeah.
so.
And they were doing things the day before, because we saw the marks
Yeah.
on the streets, like
Mhm.
vendor 15, 16.
Yeah, they were setting up the electric the day
Yeah.
before. So for sure, that is a lot of work for them, but, I mean, for those of you who attended, I mean, and I know you were at the booth, what did you feel?
I thought it was much better.
Mm-hmm.
And I preferred the times too, Liz. But if you are a younger parent with young kids, starting an event at 4 o'clock maybe wouldn't work as well for them as it starting at 1.
I personally think maybe we should start at 3,
Mm.
because also from the vendor perspective, like an extra hour for them to sell is
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
important
Yeah.
for them. And I think some of them felt a little bit shortchanged on the
Yeah.
time this year. And,
Yeah.
if they're gonna drive their gas guzzling,
Yeah.
food truck here, they want
Yeah.
maximum time to
That's true.
make money.
So 3 sounds better than 1. So
Yes.
yeah.
What do you do about the trucks that didn't show up? Do you penalize them and not allow them to come next year? Do they give you a good excuse, or because there were quite a few?
There was only one truck that didn't come at all, and it's because they broke down on the side of the highway,
Oh,
so
I
it
can't
was
help
beyond
that.
their control. And then we had a couple trucks cancel before the event. One because it was an ice cream truck and its refrigeration system broke. And so he told us ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then the other one, the people said that they didn't realize that it was a Sunday and they didn't have childcare for the duration of the event. This was like 2 days before the event.
Oh my. Yeah.
So that won't happen again. Either they'll have childcare or they won't come.
Yeah, so.
I think there are some people that don't need to be there, like Renewal Windows by Anderson. I'm not sure we need to be there. Things like that. What do you think?
Well, I think we would have to have a discussion about that, because it is a community event. So are we going to not allow community organizations to be there? Are we only going to allow crafters and food and beverages, or are we going to allow that community element?
There were a number of banks, right? I
Yeah.
wonder why they want to be there, but
I don't know, but then you look at M&T and they supported the video, the show. So I mean,
true.
and if they're in town.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, because I'm thinking, I'm curious. This is not even, I'm being like, I'd like to talk to them. Like, why were you there? It's like the last place I'm out for a party on the street that I'm coming up to talk about my banking needs.
Yeah.
I mean, it just was, and there were quite a few banks here, and it was like, Like, it's not this was,
Unless they,
Realtors.
but
Realtors.
unless they do it for public relations, like we participate
Yeah.
in our town.
Yeah.
So it could be, hey, we need somebody, to staff that as goodwill, like I forgot how much the booth costs, whatever.
75.
We're showing
It's nothing.
it could be just goodwill and they're not
Yeah,
looking.
and if they want to be there, so
Yeah,
be it.
they give away a pen or two, I don't know.
We were next to, people from Old Lyme. She was lovely. She was doing, talking about horse riding lessons for,
Handicap, high hopes,
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
they're very good.
yeah.
They're super good. They do this,
And she had a number of people stopping
Oh,
by
yeah.
and wanting information, so,
Huge.
yeah.
Huge, one of the best in the country.
And CT Rail was there this year and which I thought was good because they were promoting, being able to use the train to get around. And I
Yeah.
actually had a meeting with her right before the event and we talked about it and they promoted it on their social media and said, hey,
Oh, that's
take the
wonderful.
train into town. And I shared that and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, again, I mean, if you have the space, people aren't fighting for those spaces, so why not have them?
Right.
I just wonder, why
I know
is it a good use of your time?
I, that's.
Yeah.
we do have a wait list. And then
Oh.
at the end, we always have people calling at the last minute. Do you have a spot? Do you have a spot? Do you have a spot?
That's awesome.
I know, so just in sales, the Anderson window guys,
Mm,
they get names. And so like they go into a raffle, you could win like free windows for your house. So, but they tell you, you have a better shot of getting hit by lightning than winning this. However, and they'll call, like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's cold, it's a little above cold calling because
Yeah.
now they have someone that they will reach out to. So as much as it's weird, there is in business people's mind, it's even if they get one sale from a $75 booth and paying that guy, that sales rep, it's more than worth their
Yeah.
time to be there. So, David, do you have anything? Oh, sorry. Is David there?
I think he clicked on. Mm.
Okay.
But I agree, I thought it was
Oh,
better
he's
than the
sorry.
years, the prior years.
Yeah.
And
I'm
some
sorry,
of
I was
it
out
was
of
the
town.
weather and the time and just the
flew back.
organization.
So we're having our
Debrief.
next week and everyone will
So,
put it
so
all.
the drone show is on video now. I mean, I think my husband saw it for a moment on Facebook.
Well, I haven't gotten the link yet. This is their busiest time of year.
Okay.
But I know the Old Saybrook Republican Town Committee, I think posted the entire thing on their social
Okay,
media.
that must have been where he saw it.
Yeah. So you can, if you have Facebook, you can see it if you go to their page.
All right.
But I just have to say, so the drone show, we didn't know what to expect. And I had seen it on computer more than once because, we had to pick the images and decide what we liked. And then once that was all finalized, we had to pick the music and help with that. And so I had seen it on the computer, but to sit on the town green and to actually see it
It must have been
was
great.
It was
it was
great.
so much better. And I knew everything that was coming and every song and still it was just really so much better.
What I liked about it coming from people, there weren't a lot of chairs. So
Yeah.
the people that came for the drone show that must live by or whatever, they brought their chairs and they were kind of on the outskirts,
Yeah.
which was nice. And we sat on the grass, my husband and I, with a couple other people. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be filled with chair.
Mm.
No, people just sat on the grass. A
Oh,
bunch
cool.
of people just
Yeah.
from Celebrate Saybrook sat on the grass. We were next to a bunch of high school kids. Loved when they saw that ram go up. They just,
Yeah, everybody cheered. It was so
I was
cute.
like, oh my gosh, it was very
Yeah.
cute because, they're 13, 15,
Is it something that you could consider doing every year, or is the price prohibitive?
I think if we had a sponsor, we could consider it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, this year it was definitely patriotic theme, and then you're able to add some of your own customized images in,
Yeah,
which we tried to pick things that people associate with the town or, so I don't know. I think it would be helpful if you picked a theme every year to a certain extent. After having gone through it, just as a way to sort of like have a way to differentiate from year to year if you were
Yeah,
gonna keep
true.
doing it over and over again.
So if you were gonna imagine a theme for next year, what might you come up with? I mean, what would be a
Summer
theme?
fun, have fun.
I don't
Hot
know.
time and
I
all
don't know.
I don't know.
Just coastal, maybe make it a
Yeah.
coastal type with.
I mean, and we did have the sailboat this time and the sunset, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
things that people associate.
Carl did a
like
lot of
us.
TV work for it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, really?
Carl was like, I had a spreadsheet to keep track of all his appearances. And I thank God because, I mean, I sometimes do some of the appearances and it's not my favorite thing, but you know, I'll do it. But he was like, just like, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
He
I'm
was
like,
having a ball.
okay, yeah, I think he enjoys it.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, you have to be here then, and this is who you're gonna be with, and here's your script. And so I was like behind the scenes, which is fine with me. It's where I like to be. And he was like out there, and then we had him the day before out here on the town green.
That one,
Like
yeah.
Miranda Creative, they came and they filmed him specifically to promote the drone show.
Mhm.
And so we put that on the last day. But yeah, he was like, I mean, we're very fortunate that we have a first selectman who's willing and able
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that
He's
and
fun.
project for the
Yeah,
community
he's great.
like that.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard of anybody else in the state having a drone show. Right? So I think that was a big deal.
Did you see some of the footage from like Boston and Texas?
Mhm.
So they must have had like triple the drones we had. We had 200 drones. Like the level of detail.
Mhm.
I mean,
Boston
obviously
was
these are
crazy.
huge metropolitan areas,
Boston's
but
crazy.
if you get a chance to go online and check out some of the drone shows that came for America 250 for some of these bigger
We had
cities.
the eagle.
Yes.
Wings were like this. Boston had the eagle like this, like, you know.
Yeah, and then
like-
fire coming off the back of it, or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that was Texas. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No.
They had like a revolutionary guy with his
The Minute-
musket
They had the
and
Minuteman, yeah.
yeah,
They had Paul Revere riding. They
Yeah.
had the lantern. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So you look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look it up. Yeah, there was a lot of money there.
I just wondered how many drones it took for that, just out of curiosity. But yeah.
But yeah, it was a job really well done.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
know how much you do on that. So congrats.
I mean, we're just really lucky. We have a great team, and we're so lucky to have the Kate too.
Oh, that's.
I mean, those guys set up the stages, they hire the sound crew,
Hmm.
they make, I mean, we'd have to hire somebody to help us. We have professional expertise
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
They did the sound on the town green for the drone show. I
Wow.
mean, they're just wonderful. Like,
Mhm.
we just have a really good team, a good
Yeah.
skill set here in town. Like, we're really
very,
lucky.
We are. That's why I think this town is very special, and I've always thought
Yeah, I
that.
agree. So I was dropping some tile samples off at the tile store in Portland, Maine, where my daughter lives, saying, well, she's going to pick up the next round of tile samples because I'm driving home to Connecticut. And the woman said, we're in Connecticut. And I said, Old Saybrook. She said, oh, I love Old Saybrook. Totally,
That's
you know, like, oh, from Portland, Maine.
You can't, I mean, as I said, that's probably one of the things. I think, I mean, every shore, when, even years ago when we moved in, each of the shoreline town had kind of a personality.
Yeah.
And when we were coming from Chicago, and the thing I liked about Saybrook was obviously the main street, even back then, I love the fact that the main street. But I liked that it was a regular town. I didn't feel like I was going into some snooty town or something that was so small that really didn't have a main street. I mean,
Yeah.
it seemed to have everything right here in our town. So
So I'll have to bring this next time. I meant to bring it today, but so I was going through all the old, you know, like the things we used to watch, the DVDs, right? No, before DVDs, the
VHS.
The cassettes.
yeah, the cassettes. Okay. And I came across these two cassettes. And so we lived in New Haven a couple times, but last for 10 years. And then we moved to Iowa City for 6 years. But we were missing New England. So my husband connected with people in in the church in New England, and the person leaving the old Saybrook church, so it was open. So they sent us these two cassettes of Old Saybrook, and they're like advertising Old Saybrook as a great place to live. And I mean, so we moved here in 2019. So it was a while ago. Or wait, 1999. That was.
Oh, this is 20.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, just before 2000. So they were made a while ago. I mean, they're still like right on, but just historically, they're really fun to watch. So I was going to say we could watch them sometime, but at least, you know, you should have them for the archive if you want to even keep them. But
Yep.
but anyway,
Maybe we
they
could have
did a
them
great
converted.
job of making Old Saybrook a terrific place to move to.
Jen, we know there's an app that we could buy, I guess, that tells us how many people from out of town participated. So you don't have the money for that, but do you have any sense for what's sort of out of town versus resident split?
So, I mean, what I kind of use is if you look on these reports, it shows like who's coming from different places. I mean, it doesn't break it down all the way, but like you'll see we had like people from Boston, people from New York, Old Saybrook. And sometimes you'll find out like Bloomfield, I believe, it's not necessarily Bloomfield, but there's some kind of hub there that makes it look like everyone's
Yeah.
coming from there.
Okay.
But I mean, we can use that to get a little bit of an idea, and I think they might be able to drill down more on that.
What
And-
page are you on?
The very back of the Miranda.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then, I mean, this doesn't tell us where people are coming from, but
Yeah.
one of the ways we tell, how many people we have here is how much trash we have from year to year.
You don't have it.
Okay.
No,
thank
it's
you for
in-
saying that. It's like,
It's in that packet.
It's in this one.
No, it's in
The
there.
back of this.
all right.
Here, I'm gonna give you mine.
We have them in
I'm
there.
gonna have
Should
to
be in there.
Yep. Hey, so that we, do we have
Okay.
anything to vote on? Because we're not gonna have a forum if she leaves.
Oh, okay.
So
Thanks,
let's, do
Judy.
you want to get,
Oh, we have 4 with Dave.
okay, I thought we needed 5, but that's okay. Dave, you still with us? You still with us?
You have to click on this.
We have to vote on the minutes.
He says he's still there. Yeah, let's do the
Let's
minutes.
do so, has everybody read the June 2nd minutes? I just would, if someone like to make a motion to accept them, to approve.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
And I second.
Any, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? You want to hear what David has to say? Are you,
I don't think you, yeah, I can abstain, but I think you don't even have to abstain if you weren't here.
okay,
So
Already
I'm
had them.
supportive. Pardon?
You declined, you said.
Yeah.
Is just click allow to talk.
Hello.
Hey, Dave.
hi,
Hi.
did you read the minutes and, Judy made a motion to accept as written, Susan seconded it?
I read them and I approve.
Okay. Didn't hear you. Okay. Do we have anything else to vote on? 'Cause I was gonna say something about antiques.
Not unless we want to vote on this. But we can do this next time. Well, actually,
Let's do it. You have a mark thing.
so this woman has, I forgot to put these on the agenda, but
David, tell us if you can see it. We're gonna vote on an artist that wants to come and use the art hallway.
Was it part of the attachment, Jennifer?
no, I forgot to put it on. But I
Don't
can,
worry. I'm all good. Don't worry about it.
the only thing I'm worried about is that some of her pieces are three-dimensional instead of things you can hang up, and I'm not sure this is, so
Nice.
I mean, it's something, I mean, she should be able to hang that up, but we'll, you know, she's different.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say, as we're looking at this, we've had other people, there was, right before the stage,
Three-dimensional.
right before the stage, left-hand side, there was an artist, I forgot her name now, I had her card with me. But I talked with her about the art hallway, went to Jennifer
I sent her
on
an
Tuesday, she
application.
sent her the application, but she had all American things. And
Yeah.
price points of $50, 75, because I said you can sell off of it. You know, we're not talking thousands, so
Yeah.
she said she'd love to do it, so again, it's a different thing when you say yeah, and then you see how long that art hallway is. Like how many
Right.
pieces you truly have to put,
Yeah.
and I know, just, yeah. Okay, so are we good with this?
Nancy
Yeah,
Harmon?
she seems, I mean, it's different.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
And it's really themed around a coastal town.
Yeah.
Her name's, I just want to.
So she has signed up for September to December, which we have an opening for that.
Yes.
Yes, we really, yes.
Can she switch
Okay, we're
her
done.
to Christmas stuff?
Okay.
Yep. Motion to accept Nancy Hurley,
Carney.
Arnie, as an artist in September to December of this year.
Who wants to second it?
Second,
I got Liz in a little before you. Okay. All approve?
Aye.
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 Mhm.
aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Okay, good. All right,
Okay.
thanks. All right, so that's done. All right, so yay.
Voting stuff.
Yeah, any other things we have to vote on, so I'll let you go.
I think that's.
Okay, two things on the antique. You talked about antiques and like I said, maybe in the back. Okay, I'm gonna say Antique Roadshow. I don't know if there's anything else like that that can come to town. That would be something that could be put on that might be kind of cool. Or is there an antique roadmap, like, you know, like the
Yes.
wine trail?
We
Okay.
have it because it's
Okay.
official in the state of
Okay.
Connecticut. There's an actual antique road trail. There are brochures. If the next time I come, I can bring you some of the information that we have at the different centers.
Because if we do have that many antique places in town, working with them, if there is a place, whether it's a town green where someone can come. I don't know, I mean, I just know, whatever, where you could do this. Again, if it's bad weather, it's hard, but something like that. I mean, that could draw people, go to our, site, draw people. Again, I don't know.
I mean, I don't mind working with, the dealers are like cats trying to herd them. That's why we've never been able to have an organization. 'Cause I've been lobbying for how long? And we represent an association. There's a lot of our big things were package sheriffs, police chiefs, whatever. And most of these people come together because they have strength, in numbers. So when you're in Hartford, it makes a difference.
Mhm.
The world of antiques, and I crack up all the time. You can't ever get them to, for 5 years, I got Saybrook's antique centers together to advertise and to do the Connecticut Valley and all that. But they have done events where they do appraise. There's a number of people around here that do appraisals or whatever. But
Okay. Right, just a thought. All right.
Yep.
Judy.
Thanks, Judy.
Next time I'll
It's
yell and
not,
moan.
it's summer, and it's funny, I feel like I'm renting an Airbnb. The kid,
Oh, nice though.
It's too nice to want.
so wonderful to see that my grandchildren,
Where do they live?
one lives outside of DC in Alexandria, the other lives in Manhattan. So when they come here, their words with Mimi doesn't lock her door. He doesn't lock, when she goes to the store, doesn't lock her.
Yeah.
And for them, the freedom
Yeah,
is amazing. It's
Yeah.
refreshing to
Yeah.
see
that's
that.
really great.
Except they all get bit by mosquitoes. When they-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope it clears off the rain that it's
I
been.
know. See you
Yeah.
guys.
Bye,
Bye,
Judy.
Bye, Judy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Just go through regular business. Anybody have correspondence and announcements or
You want-
announcements?
Do you want me to do my staff report?
Yeah, one do after the. Well, just, there was no correspondence, right?
No.
Okay. All right, now we can go, at least to all the regular businesses stuff. All right.
So I've spoken with the Mariners Way Committee about your interest in working with them, and they are planning on having a meeting of the land use boards and commissions in September, which you would be included in. So, I think that'll be a good time to hear more in depth what they're up to and perhaps, decide what kind of connection you want to make or that or such. So we're moving ahead with that. Saybrook Point, 25 firms showed up.
That's
for the RFP.
amazing. I've read that. That's fantastic.
I mean, Carl and I were sitting there and the room was just like filling up. And I mean, the people who are interested in this project, in making this master plan is like, it's almost intimidating.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
look at how good they all are and you think, how are we gonna choose somebody? And,
We did it.
so anyway, it's pretty
Very true.
exciting.
That is great. That is great, yeah.
Yeah. We did end up giving them more time,
Mm.
which was fine. So,
It'd be interesting to see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'd sit in that one. Okay.
let's see. So for the new fiscal year, we're going to have to make a plan for how to promote our videos, assets and all that we, invested in. So that's coming up. Social media, we always pick up people during this time because we're doing so much promotion. Marketing, we already did. Zoning, I don't have anything particular to highlight. Starting to plan for Starlight Festival now. Now that Celebrate Seabrook's over. Main Street looks pretty good, I think.
It looks great.
It does. Really feel great.
It's pretty exciting. We're gonna start promoting the landscaping stuff. Probably this week or next week. I'm gonna go through and take pictures of all the participants and then I'll start promoting them on social media. That way we'll have a link between what they're doing in their gardening and also like give a little personality to our businesses and encourage some foot traffic. So
just in terms of how it looks, along Route 1, the business that used to be Farm to Table, and then the Meineke shop, they're just really overgrown with weeds. And I think there's a third one, but we were just really noticing those as we were driving along.
So somebody's taking over the Farm Table, for the Italian restaurant. So hopefully that will be cleaned up shortly.
And where?
Are you talking about the vacant lot across the street from that, or?
Well, the Meineke store
Oh, the one
on
that-
Route 1, which is by
Across from TJ's.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, that's just an eyesore in general.
That's been nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
and I think there is a third one, so maybe it's the one you're referring to.
Isn't the issue in town is we don't have a blight ordinance for businesses, but we do for
Yeah.
homes.
Yeah,
So is that something we should be thinking about?
I mean, we talk about it from time to time. I'm not sure if there's a will to do it, but I mean, we can certainly, as a commission, you could write a letter to the first selectman, if you wanna encourage him in that vein.
I know on Facebook, people are still complaining about that business that didn't open, that has the reflective
Yes,
thing.
yeah,
But actually that looks a lot better than the Meineke building
yes.
or the Farm to Table thing, but.
That business is actively, working with zoning. They've again told them of the things that they need to do. he might be more motivated to do them because he's trying to purchase another property in town, but I don't know.
Okay, sorry for the interruption.
No, that's all right. Questions are good.
Remind me.
Let's see. The art hallway event was very well
That's
attended.
fantastic, you guys.
It was like really
Eric's
cute.
been working on that for a long time
I
with
just-
different ages.
Loved, like when they would come up, who's the artist in the group? And the little ones, I am. It's like, it was just so cute, you know, and the parents taking pictures. In the
Yeah.
beginning, I could take pictures with the parents. It was adorable.
Oh,
They were
that's
cute.
fantastic.
And the high school kids and a couple of the middles, they were cool. It was, the high school kids were very cool. I just love talking to kids. I get a kick out of them at all different ages,
Uh-huh.
you know, and you look at them as the future. And
Yeah.
I just think it was cool that they did it. And the best thing was that the teachers said, this is a great way to display things. And we're like,
After all your effort,
Yeah.
it's great that they've come along.
and they want to do it.
They wanna
can
come back.
Oh,
We
that's
asked if they
great.
could come back.
It really is nice.
And actually, we had gone to a breakfast at the middle school. We were invited and we sat in a little vestibule, atrium, like,
Yeah.
and they had hanging, what
Paper
were they?
mache,
Paper mache.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
sea life.
Yeah.
I really think, and I said it to the middle school.
Yeah.
Could we do it like a Jacques Cousteau, like hallway where the things are hanging?
Yeah.
And Jen's like, probably like, Jen's like, oh my God. You know, but like, and then have the other school, like kids do the walls where you have like the sea life coming up. I just think it'd be cool. I don't know if, I mean, I can only push these teachers so far and then they might not want to come back. But I just thought it was, and all the kids at this little breakfast, they all had worked on the different paper mache things that were hanging. And the octopus was the hardest. I mean, it was
So it was
Darn.
not related to the art hall. How did you happen to go to the?
people that
It
help.
was a
and work-
community breakfast.
Oh,
and
okay.
Because we had invited them to participate in the art hallway, we got invited to the community breakfast.
Nice.
Like, oh,
And it was very, again, the kids flipped the pancakes. It was very well done. And again, in this town, the schools are a little different, like, middle school is 5th through 8th grade.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm used to 6th through 8th or 7th, 8th. So there were some younger ones, the 2 young ladies that sat with us, they were just adorable. And they had they did a nice job. They had little talking points for if the kids couldn't think of something to say. Now, our 2 could think of things to say. They didn't need the talking points. But there were talking points for other kids, you know, and I thought the schools did a great job.
So it was a
Very-
celebration of their work.
Yeah, it was, you know, what they do and thanking people that go and read with them or help, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh, I see what you, okay,
Yeah, so,
cool.
okay, all right.
But anyway, it was very well attended and there lots of families came. And so it was a good night. Town brand. We're almost there with that. Well, if you saw the drone show, you saw a sneak peek at the town brand. It was in the beginning. There was a
They
light.
have all this stuff with.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we
I'm
did,
eager to see it.
we debuted the town brand literally in the drone show.
Oh,
You see how you say grants here? Okay, there's a group called, the women that deal with Founder's Park, you know where Founder's Park is, overlooks North Cove. And they guarded, and I don't know, one of them lives in our neighborhood, and something came up, she was talking about. And I said, well, you know, something about grants. Is there grant money for, I know you did it once for the garden club. Is there other grant money if they needed it? Much less, but if they needed something for up there?
What are you talking about? Like $1,000 or
Yeah, like
$500?
no, like, yeah, just to put extra plants if they wanted to, because I know my neighbor put money out of her own pocket to buy like they put a lot of money out of their own pockets.
Have they
too.
ever talked to Park and Rec?
No, because everybody's like, no, they don't know where they can go. So I can,
I mean, Park and Rec is in charge of that park.
all right, unless,
Maybe Park and Rec would give them some money in exchange for them doing the
work.
Because they do the work,
Beautification.
yeah, they do the work.
Raising his hand.
All right,
Dave.
okay, yes,
Guys, apologies. I have to hit the road and sign off.
okay,
All right, Dave.
thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay.
The grant that I got for Main Street is specifically for Main Street
Okay,
projects.
let me just say, let me see if they check with Park and Rec. Again, this is just a woman that lives in my neighborhood that works up there. And she was talking, I said, oh,
Yeah.
you know, maybe it's grant money for you. Okay. All right.
Oh, go ahead. That's my report unless anybody has any questions. I tried to be fast.
All right, new business, Connecticut Main Street Center Spotlight on Main Street.
So I'm just hoping to get a couple people who would be interested in helping to plan this. Because what we're gonna have to decide is, well, it's gonna be in May, that's when they want it, but we'll have to decide, what things will we want to include on the tour? What restaurant will we want to get set up for people to meet at? Will we want to do like a little giveaway or a scavenger hunt? Like, how are we going to, Connecticut Main Street gave me like a little blueprint of what they recommend we consider and what other people have done. And I mean, they invited me to go to the one in the spring, which of course is like 800 miles away. So we'll see. But, anyway, I think it would be good to have a few people on a subcommittee to decide how we're gonna present ourselves to
Okay,
the community, so. Think about that, or let me know if you're interested in that.
I'd be interested in helping.
Okay.
So what would be the goal of it, presenting our Main Street to this group?
So Connecticut Main Street Center holds these twice a year. And basically they invite all the member communities to come to your community, and you kind of share things about, what you've done on your Main Street and what's working. It's sort of like a networking thing for other communities, and it also exposes them to your community.
Is it a walk around? Yeah.
Yep. Like, we would decide what locations they would go to. I mean, of course, I think we would go to the Kate and the museum and stuff like that. And,
Could this be a large group, or is it limited, or, what?
I forget how many people they told me to expect. I want to say like 70, they said to expect.
That's helpful information.
Yeah.
It's not 10, it's 70.
Yeah, they gave me a sheet, which
Okay.
I forgot to bring with me tonight, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
And we're scheduled for the fall, next fall.
They want us to do it in May.
in May.
And the 2 dates they gave me, I'm hoping to push it a little farther in May, if we can, or to see if the garden club would bump their planting schedule up a little, because I would really like the Main Street meetings to be planted before we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that's possible, because I know they've timed that also around their plant sale, and so we'll see what we can do. I feel like I've sort of garnered some goodwill with them, so
Yeah.
maybe there's
Okay,
room
good.
there for wiggle room. Anyway, but yeah.
Okay, on to old business, the website.
I've been working with another member of the staff. She's almost got shopping done and almost got health, wellness, and beauty done. So we'll be able to deploy those. And then I forgot, I had her working on one other one. And then once we get that done, then I really want to move to what do we want to put on that's business. Well, actually, some visitor focus, like planning your itinerary and business. So we got plenty of room to grow on the website. It's an ongoing project.
Okay, and the Economic Development Services funded by River Cog.
Yeah, I haven't circled back with him yet. He was on vacation and I was busy.
Maybe it's a fall thing.
Yeah, and I do think that, this will be tied in with our B2B. And, so I'm also looking, I guess, for people who would be interested in working on that subcommittee, which I think that Greg and Nick are already interested in that.
Right.
So I at least have a couple bodies for that. But I mean, this is sort of my idea that we sort of activate some of our subcommittees again for
Yeah.
a few discrete projects.
Yeah.
Because that way, you know, it keeps the focus on stuff when you have a small group of people who keep
Mhm.
the,
And that then
Heat
can
on
come
it.
back and tell us
Yeah,
what's going on.
yeah.
All right, did we find an alternate commission member? You were gonna check
No.
with stores, right, or business?
Well, I talked with Judy a little bit more about it, and the person she had in mind, I don't think is and that person she did talk to again, and they had an interest, but I don't think they're an Old Saybrook resident, which I think precludes that. So,
Would Clay,
I do have someone in mind. I can talk to you about it. I don't feel like
okay,
mentioning it.
yeah. So, I mean, there's a couple other people who I mentioned to her during our conversation, but I mean, there's a couple. I mean, she's very interested in having a Main Street person, which I think would be great. But I also think even if we can't get a Main Street person, as long as we have an energetic business owner from the community would be great. also.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Mhm.
But if anybody has ideas, you know, certainly feel free to give me a ring or stop in and we can chat
Okay.
and get together a short list or something.
all right. All right, Civic Lift Community Regional Calendar.
So I have not talked to them yet. I did have to renew for timely. It's at the end of June. For some reason, I thought it was the end of August. I should have remembered that I have it timed so that it hits before the end of the fiscal year, but it's fine. You know, but it's something that I'll keep on the radar and investigate with them to see if it would be worthwhile for us to switch. At the moment, we won't be switching. But
This is the potential to change your calendar vendor.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any advisory group reports? I don't think we have any
Nope.
comments from the.
What are your comments?
This is pretty exciting to be thrown into this.
Good.
Hey, kind of fun. All right, that's all I have. Thank you all.
Thank you, Erica.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, super.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.